Just take a few deep breaths. Allow yourself to arrive. We're going to take a practice focused on our legs today, which is not very common in Yin Yoga, but today we're going to explore every side of our legs, our adductors and abductors, our hamstrings, our quads, and see if we can invite some energy to flow through the fascia, the connective tissue that wraps all around our skeleton. Hopefully bring a little bit of ease, move us towards balance. You might like to start the practice by just noticing how busy your mind is. Just give yourself a few moments to arrive. There's a famous Zen story called The Shadow and Footprints, and all about this person that wants to escape their shadow and their footprints. They decide those are the two big problems of their life. So they start to walk, look behind, shadows still there, footprints still there, and then they start to jog. Shadow and footprints stay. Then they start to run, to sprint, look behind, but they can't seem to escape the shadow, can't seem to escape the footprints. Eventually they run so fast and for so long that they fall over dead. That's the whole story. And if only they had stopped and sat under the shade of a tree, of course, the shadow would be gone, the footprints would be gone. So today we just aim for stillness, this idea of finding simplicity through stillness. We're still moving, we're still allowing our body to heal. All right. In the spirit of the shadow and footprint story, let's bring our feet together. You might be sitting on a bolster or a block or something if you like. And you can decide whether you take your feet a long way away or bring them a little closer in. Just notice what feels right to your body. Noticing that everybody's hips are different, knees are different. Take a moment to press through the balls of the feet on each of your feet. And then just let the knees sink. Might take a few breaths. Shoulders are heavy, head is heavy. Once you feel like you've got the shape of your body right, just bring attention to the breath. You might choose just to consciously follow one breath, just the next breath all the way in and all the way out. And then again, so you're just noticing the pattern of your breath. Everything we bring our attention to usually starts to change without any effort. So just for this practice, maybe release from all efforting. Not sure that's a word, but it sounds like it should be. Take 3 more breaths in this shape. I'd like to feel the breath deep in the belly. When you're ready, we'll just slowly lift up our head. And now, second shape, we're going to take the legs out wide. So just whatever range of movement your body has, take your legs out that wide. Doesn't matter if it doesn't look like me or anyone else. And then just walk the hands a little forward, let the head be heavy. So now we're exploring the abductor muscles on the inside of the leg. A little bit of strong feeling in the hip joint. Let your upper body just be heavy. If there's any stress or strain in your lower back, come up tall again, take a new breath, and just let the upper body be heavy. Not trying to reach anywhere. Your mind is a long way away. You might just invite it back to the belly. Feel that belly expand out into the thighs. Maybe this feeling of breath coming from within the body. Take one more breath. Might like to walk the hands back in, lift the head, take your arms behind, and we're just going to slowly allow the hips to open side to side. Our third shape, we're going to explore quads, those muscles on the front of our legs. Now, I'll give you a couple of options here. You might like to just take one leg behind, place the ankle outside the hip, and that might feel like that's enough. Or you might like to take both ankles by the side of the hips. So you decide. I'll give you a halfway point if you want to just do one leg at a time. Spine stays straight. this feels like not enough sensation. If you want to go deeper into this quad muscle, you might come back onto your elbows. So explore that. Maybe come down the whole way if you feel like you want to go even deeper. Make sure that the lumbar spine is supported. Make sure there's not too much tension in the shoulders or the neck. Like me, you've just done one of the legs. You might like to very slowly extend that leg out and swap to the other side, noticing if it feels the same or any different. And just like before, you might stay up tall or you might come down onto your elbows so you get that deeper activation of the glute, of the quad. Ease your body into it slowly. When you're ready, slowly come out of this shape. If you're all the way down, just press into the elbows. Take your time lifting the head up. You might like to just windscreen wiper the legs a little again, side to side. We're going to investigate the back of our legs now. So come off your bolster if you're sitting on it, and just bring it across and underneath. And then we're going to lie down. Just place the very edge of your sit bones on the bolster, and then arms alongside the body and feet straight up towards the ceiling. Try and relax your whole spine. You might like to curl the toes in. Make sure the lumbar spine feels supported. If you want to feel a little more width along the back, you might turn the palms to face up, roll the thumbs wide. And you take a deep sigh and sink a little deeper into the support of the ground. And we're looking for that strong sensation down the back of the legs. Kidney energy flowing back from toes towards the kidneys, towards the back. You might like to imagine yourself sitting under the tree. No more shadows, no more footprints. Take 2 more breaths here. Legs will be feeling heavy. When you're ready, bend the knees and just slide the bolster out of the way. You might like to just take some small circles of the hips with hands on knees. And then when you're ready, we're going to press ourselves up and come all the way onto all fours. And then bring our left knee, our right knee, right up to our right wrist. We're coming into Yin Yoga called a seal shape, often referred to as pigeon in the yoga class. But of course, with this shape, we're not looking to stretch our muscles. We're looking to allow our muscles to be still so we get into the elasticity of our joints. So once you find the shape, just let your body be heavy. You'll feel strong sensation right in right hip joint. Just allow your body to ease into it. If there's any tension in your shoulders or your upper body, you might like to use your bolster to rest the head on, or you might bring your head all the way down onto the hands or the arms. What else can we let go of? What other tension can we find in the body to release? When you're ready, we're going to drop down onto that right sit bone. And see if you can swing the back leg forward. Take as much time as you need. We're going to bring that left leg all the way over to stack our knees. A strong sensation. Notice that feeling. Probably feel it right in the joints of the hips. Just let your upper body be heavy. As this practice progresses, you might notice this building of intensity in the joints themselves. This feeling of elasticity may be coming in. When our joints are stiff and we don't feel so mobile, life often gets a little tricky. So you might now just like to bring your attention to the joints. See if you can send your breath right to the hips. When you're ready, take the hands behind. Open out the legs. Little movement from side to side. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll over again. This time, left knee right up to the left hand. Extend the body back. Make sure there's no pressure on that knee. You might come down to your elbows, maybe all the way down, head to the hands if you like. Use the bolster if you need to. Take all the sensation right to the hip joint. At the end of your next breath, drop that left hip bone down. Last time, we're going to swing that leg all the way to the front. Stack the knees again. Take your time to find this shape. No need to wrench your knees. Just find whatever place works for your body. It might feel quite different on this side than the other side. Knees don't have to be perfectly stacked. Just find that sensation either side of the hips. We use the practice to learn the differences in our body. What can we learn today? When we hold strong shapes like this, we get to test our sense of resilience, our sense of not wanting to rush away from something that is difficult or unpleasant. Just notice the feeling in the body. Maybe take another couple of breaths. When you're ready, we'll come down all the way onto our back. Take your time, untangle the legs. You might like to just open the hips again. And we'll come all the way down onto our back. You might like to draw the knees into the chest, take a little wobble side to side. You might just notice the feeling in the legs after these strong shapes. We're going to leave our knees up in the air, extend our arms out wide. And you might like to lift the hips a little to one side and then just drop the knees down to the other. Just allow the spine to twist. Keeping the shoulders heavy. And then we'll roll back, draw the knees together, lift them up. You might lift the hips again to the other side, drop the knees across. Let the body ease into it. Deep sigh. And then when you're ready, we're going to just roll back onto the spine, extend the legs long. Bring the arms in by the side of the body. Allow the feet to flop out. See if you can bring your attention to your tailbone. To your shoulders, to the back of the heels, the back of the calves. Every point where your body connects with the ground. You might like to imagine yourself back under the tree, no shadows, no footprints. When we allow stillness, we live each moment. We hear what only needs to be heard. We stay steady no matter how the world spins. As we embrace this final shape, just find your breath, deep sigh. Deep sense of surrender. I like to wiggle your toes a little. Maybe join me lifting the arms up above the head, reaching out, maybe a yawn. Let's roll onto our left side today, our yin side. And we'll take a breath or two here. And then pressing under the shoulder, slowly come up. We'll bring our palms together, gesture of humility and gratitude. You might like to just thank yourself for taking this short time in stillness, ability for our body to repair and restore itself. You might call it housekeeping mode for our nervous system. And then let's extend that gratitude to each other with a bow and say namaste.